Hi guys, so today we're gonna go from this to this using the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I actually purchased this I actually purchased this like a week ago. It got here maybe like 4 or 5 days after I ordered it. Very quick with their shipping. I was very impressed. Let's get into the tea. Drama, drama, drama. Jaclyn Hill has a lot of controversies surrounding her name. For me personally, I'm not a Jaclyn Hill fan. I don't support her brand, or I'm not subscribed to her channel. I don't follow her on YouTube or Instagram. I used to, but then when she started having all that drama surrounding her name, it was just a turnoff for me personally. Now, whether or not she makes bad products, I don't know. I have used several of her products and collaborations with Morphe that she's done, and I actually really, I enjoyed them. The brand is Morphe and they're just collaborating with Jaclyn. I don't mind supporting Morphe because I do think that they have quality products that are affordable for your everyday person, and it just seems like every year their products get better and better, their packaging gets better and better, their formulas get better and better. They had a couple of hiccups like the Vault collection with Jaclyn Hill, which personally I didn't have any issues with, but other people did, and the fact that other people did means that there was some sort of issue. I actually, hold on, years back when Jaclyn did her first collaboration with Morphe, this is the JH palette. I actually bought this, and this was around the time that I was supporting Jaclyn, and it had like these, it was all neutral tones. It has a couple of purples and pops of color because Jaclyn is pretty much infamous for using neutral shades, right? Okay, so let's get into the story. First and foremost, yes to the colors. When I saw this color story, I was like, ooh, hello. We got the pinks, the purples, the oranges. I want to mess with all of these colors. Some of the colors that really stand out to me are like this yellow, this orange, red, these pinks, and these purples. Like, I have so many colors that I want to use out of here. This is a color lover's dream. Well, it's a pretty decent palette off my first look. I have not used these yet. Now, I also own the Jaclyn Hill Original, which I didn't get as much use out of it as a lot of people, or as I would like to. It is very neutral tone. It's very like everyday with pops of color, if that's something that you're interested in. I am a makeup artist, in case you didn't know, so I have used this palette on several clients. It is really good for like weddings, everyday. It's beautiful neutral with pops of color. So this is a perfect palette to have. I would say it's a good investment. And then the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 is more of like a color lover's dream because it's so colorful and pretty. I don't know what I'm going to create with it yet, but I am looking at the pinks, purples, yellows, and oranges, all of the bright colors. So let's see what I can come up with. If you are new to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you consider subscribing if you like what you're about to see. So I'm done rambling. I'm going to go ahead, use the palette, and then at the end of the video, we can discuss whether or not it's worth it. Okay, so this is the look that I came up with. My lashes are still drying. I wanted to use as many of the colors that really stood out to me as possible. So on this eye, I've already primed my lid using the P. Louise base in Rumor 0. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first color, and I'm going to try to do it the exact same way I did the other eye. The other eye, I actually started in the middle and then worked my way out. So I went in with the color Tipsy Girl, and I blended that in the center of my lid because you guys know I love pink. So in small circular motions, I'm going to add Tipsy Girl to the center of my lid, working it around in circular motions, trying to keep it in the center of my lid, not bringing it too far out to the outer corner and not bringing it too far in towards the center. And I'm trying to like keep it on the bone area. As you blend out, you want to make sure you go back and forth, adding more color. Once I have it packed in the center and the majority of the product on the brush is off, I'm going to go ahead and work in circular motions, bringing that color up towards my brow bone so that it creates a nice gradient effect. Now moving on to the second color, I'm going in with the shade Not My Journey, and I'm dipping that exact same brush. This is just a Morphe brush that came in the eye set in there, so I'm using that exact same brush, going in with my color switch, and then I'm adding this to the outer corner. You want to make sure you work in circular motions towards the outer part, bring it up towards the eyebrow once you have most of that product off, and then do small circular motions between the purple and the pink so that they blend in together. And you want to try to keep as much of this off of the lid as possible, but just for a little bit, because you are, like you see it on the other eye, you are going to bring that in. Now that we have that color down, again with the color switch, I'm going to go back in with that exact same brush, and I'm going in with the shade My Man, and I'm going to put that on the inner portion. When doing this part, you want to do it the exact same way. You want to do it the exact same way you did the purple and the pink. So again, we're placing the color in the crease area and then blending it up towards the brow. And then you want to make sure with each color you go into, you're blending them into each other. Any color lost, just make sure that you add it back. And now you're going to go in with your Q-tip and micellar water. This is just a tip to help with cutting the crease if that's what you want to do. And don't worry, if you lost anything, you can always add it back afterwards. So now taking a flat concealer brush and my P. Louise base, I'm going to go ahead and cut the crease. You want to make sure that you have a good amount. I like to pour a little bit on the back of my hand and then place it over my my cutted area, I guess. I don't know. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my smudger brush and I'm going to go in with the colors that I have on my top, and I'm just going to reinforce those colors. Okay, so now with the flat Sephora Pro Flat Concealer brush in Pro 76, I'm going to go in with the shade No Joke, which is this really pretty yellow, and I'm going to place that all over the lid area. With yellows, you have to be really careful because they can get very chalky, but I am going to put a little bit of gold on top of it just to help with the chalkiness, since it is like a matte yellow. It's so pretty. This could definitely be a really pretty crease color. And then with my Morphe blending brush, the small tapered blending brush, I'm going back in with No Joke, and then with small circular motions I'm going to blend out the corners so that there's a smooth transition between the gold and the purple. And if need be, make sure that you go back with any colors that need to be reinforced. So at this point, I'm going to tight line with my black liquid liner, and then I'm going to add my lashes, and I will be right back. Okay, we're back. So it's time for face, and I wanted to use this new, well, it's not new, it's new for me. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, so I'm going to be using this to prime my face. So just know for that product shot, I did ruin it. The way it looked, it was so smooth. So I've never used this. Interesting. Feels very moisturizing. Okay, so for foundation, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. It's not a foundation, it's tinted moisturizer. I have just been completely and utterly obsessed with this foundation. It's very lightweight. It's almost like, well, it's a moisturizer, so I mean it has like moisturizing properties, but it gives you a good amount of coverage where you don't feel like completely naked. This is like the full coverage and like the no coverage. So I like to use a brush to apply it, and I'm using the Real Techniques, I don't know what this is called, but it's their foundation brush. Now the great thing about this is that you can still see my skin. So it's kind of like, oh wow, she's got like flawless skin. I just evened it out with tinted moisturizer. For concealer, I'm going in with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer, which I also am a huge fan of. All of my color shade references will be down in the description box. And I'm taking this with a sponge. So if you want a little bit more coverage, you can take the concealer and place it over the areas that you might need a little extra coverage. My concealer that I have isn't as bright as like some of my other concealers, but I am taking my Juno sponge. This is like the cloud sponge, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. So if I want to do any type of highlighting, I'm just going to take a highlighting powder or a brighter powder to do so. So I have been liking cream contouring, and for cream contour today I'm using the Wet n Wild makeup stick contour, and this is in the shade Where's Walnut. Now I'll be taking two Luxie brushes. This is the Luxie large angle brush, the 504, and I'm also using the medium angled shading brush in 207. 207 is for my nose, this one is for my cheeks. So I'm doing small circular motions to blend out that bronzer. And if you've done your hair, hold your edges, because yeah, you don't want to mess that up. Now let's say this was a nice summer's day. You can just leave it like this and go about your day and just like set your face. And you don't have to use an extra bronzer. To set my face, I'm going in with my sponge and the Beauty Bakery Flour Powder in the shade Cassava. This has actually become one of my favorite powders. It's very lightweight. It is nice. They have a wide range of colors, and boom, bonus, it's Black owned. This is the brand that I was telling you guys about, that, you know, the controversy with Huda Beauty. This is the powder that she supposedly, you know, allegedly stole from. I say allegedly because I don't know. Next, I'm going to be using my Bare Minerals Touch Up Veil Tinted Powder. It says that it's tinted. There's really no color to it, but if you look in the pan, it looks like there's color to it. And I'm just going to use this to set the rest of my face. For bronzer, I'm going in with this Wet n Wild bronzer. This is in the shade What Shady Beaches, and I'm going to use this to bronze up my face and just give me more of like a tanned glow. For some reason, this look is really giving me like, oh, summertime, cabana, hello, give it to me, I'm ready.
Are you?
All right, so for blush, I'm using this NYX blush. This is in the shade The Hamptons, and I don't know what type of blush this is. Oh, this is the NYX High Definition blush in the shade Hamptons. I'm just placing that on my cheek area. Nothing too saturated in color because my eyes are pretty busy. I'm going to blend out this nose contour. And if you want to touch it up even further, I will go in with this, the Essence Contouring Duo. This is the darker skin one, and I would take the lighter shade, because I am on the lighter shade of the spectrum, and just lightly touch it up. Now I'm going to do my lower lashes. I think I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to tightline with a black eyeliner. I'm going to be using the Essence Black Eyeliner in Black Fever, and then I'm going to go in with the purple, possibly the pink shade, to smoke out my lower lash line. I'm also going to take this pencil brush and I'm going to add a little bit of the shade I'm in it to my inner corner. So let's get it popping. I love a nice creamy gel eyeliner or highlighting crayon. So now with this BH Cosmetics brush, it doesn't have a name specifically. I'm going to go in, let's bring you in a little closer. There we go. I'm going to go in with Not My Journey first. I'm going to bring that pretty far in. Now once I have that color, I'm going to go in with Tipsy Girl, just because the pink and the purple are my favorite. Now with a pencil brush, I'm going in with I'm In It, and I'm going to add that to my inner corner. Okay, so for highlighter, I'm going in with Morphe's Extra. This is the high impact highlighter in the shade Extra, and that's going to be my highlight. I shouldn't need to spray, so we'll see. No, I don't need to spray. So I'm going to add some lower lash mascara. I'm using the ColourPop Volumizing Mascara in the shade Black on Black. And yeah, so that's going to be my lower lashes. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about this palette. Okay, so I've lined my lips using the Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner, and this is in the shade Gone Burgundy. And I'm going to try the, this color. So this is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit, and this is in the shade Oh My Dolly. It's a very bright pink, but I feel like it kind of works with the eye look. So, and it's a very comfortable matte liquid lipstick. So let's set our face, honey, and get to talking. So I'm going to use my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This is the original. I want to get the one in the white bottle, the luminous one, and see how that goes. Let's cover these eyes, honey. All right, so let's get to talking. So the Jaclyn Hill palette, I like it. I do. I really do. I actually like the way the colors blended. They blended in very nicely, very seamlessly, effortlessly. I didn't have much jumping or skipping. Now I know Jaclyn has a lot of controversy surrounding her name. Honestly, I think that it's just a marketing tool that they're using, you know, stir up some drama. People are gonna look, people see the palette, i.e. like me. Like for me, I don't follow Jaclyn, so that's not something that I would be looking for. For example, when she launched her own line, I really didn't didn't know much about it until the controversy started about her lipsticks. So with that being said, a little bit of drama causes people to pay attention and look. It's a genius marketing strategy. With that being said, the formula is on the same level, in my opinion, as the original Morphe and Jaclyn palette and a lot of the other Morphe palettes. I am a Morphe lover, not an affiliate. I just love Morphe, and it's an affordable line. And to me, it's not so much as like, you know, oh my God, I can't afford it. It's more so like, well, I could do other things with that money. Like, for example, I don't mind spending $25 on a palette. I also don't mind spending I think this was $39. So $40 on a palette that has this amount of shadows. Like, this is ridiculous. How many? So I don't mind spending $40 on a 35 pan palette. Like, that's not bad at all. For example, the Huda Beauty mini palettes, each one of those is $25, but it's $25 for 9 eyeshadows. I'm spending $40 on 35 eyeshadows. That's more than doubled what the minis come as. Do you get what I'm saying? I think that Morphe, it within itself, is a good brand. Now, whether or not Jaclyn is a good promoter or whatever she is, this palette is decent to me, and it's definitely worth the money, especially if you are a color lover. What I love about this is not only does it have the colors, but it also has some neutral tones that you can use, like, you know, on your everyday palette. To me, even though like she hasn't done anything that's like, oh my God, girl, like super like racist or anything, she's just, you know, I don't know, she is what she is. But anyways, that wraps up this video. I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure that you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share the video. Help your girl grow. That would really mean a lot to me.
Yes, girl, I'm feeling this look.
She's ready for summer. Can you imagine this in like a yellow sundress? Girl, don't get me started. I gotta go. Mwah. Stay blessed.